Evalu-8 EHS Forms is the module within Evalu-8 where you can complete everything around audits, inspections, checks, investigation reports, and so much more. From the dashboard, you simply go to Company Tools, and then you go here to Forms List. Now what we're looking at here is the front end of forms. First, I'll show you what it looks like to complete one, what this area is, and then we'll go into the back end and we'll actually look at how easy it is to build one from scratch. So now we're in the forms area, and what we're looking at down this list are all completed forms that I have permission to see. Now I can see along here the template name. So which form exactly has this person filled in? What form type is it? Whether it's generic, site, employee, or equipment. Who created it? That's the person who filled it in. Exactly when was that done? A time and date. And if it's been updated since then, that will also show like it does here. On the right hand side, we have the action buttons. Archive is simply to move it into your archive forms, so you clear it out your all forms, but it still remains on file. Edit is simply to edit it, and this is fantastic if you want employees to submit maybe a site visit report, and then you have a manager go in at a later date and maybe sign it off down here, hit save, and then that can be done that way. You've then got view, which allows you to view simply the finished form. PDF generates a completed PDF version of that form. If I go here, we can see this one. QR code is a new feature for Evalu-8. QR code simply means that you can generate a QR code. Anybody can scan that QR code and see the relevant finished form, and delete is obviously to delete. Now all these buttons here, as with everything else in Evalu-8, are permission based, so you can control who sees what, who has access to what, and who can take what actions. It's also worth noting that if I only have permission to see information within the system related to a certain site, team, or department, what reflects here will be what I actually have permission to see as well. If you have permission to see a lot of submitted forms, you do have filters up here where you can filter by specific templates or form types as well. Actually conducting a form is really easy. Now you can do this on a mobile, tablet or desktop, and you simply click Conduct Form. You choose which template from all the predefined templates that you have control over that you want to do. I'll do a daily vehicle safety check, for example. I'll hit Conduct Form, and I am now taken to that form. You'll notice that all of our forms in Evalu-8 are designed to be done on mobile devices like tablets or actual mobile phones, because rarely is health and safety audits, inspections, checks done at a computer. So what we're looking at here is an example form that I have built. Now this is a daily vehicle safety check. So what we've got here are just some examples that I've put in. So we can put time of check, name of person doing the check, and you can see this pulls from the list of users on the system because I have set it up to do that. Is this a pre-use or end of day check? I can select which one it is. That's absolutely fine. We've got various other questions, and then what I will show you is this section here. Now this section is asking us about the exterior vehicle condition. So is the vehicle free from visible body damage? Yes, absolutely fine. We can see that's gone green. However, if I click no, you'll see the conditional logic now kicks in, and it's now asking us to take a photo and annotate that photo, because that can be done directly in Evalu-8 when you are doing these forms. Now I've built out a small example form here. I've included conditional logic, and I've also included a section at the bottom for the person doing the form to sign, and then the site manager to sign subsequently afterwards directly from the portal where we've just come from. And then they can submit the form, and that is it. It really is that easy. If I go back to conduct form and check do not edit, we'll look at a yard inspection. Again, an example that I've built in this system just to show you. We've got a few different questions now. We've got the inspection details section where it's things like date, inspector's name, the site depot or location, and then even a more specific area being inspected. And then I've got a weather conditions at the time. Now you can customize all the multiple choice options as well, which is how I've got to these weather conditions. And again, in the yard layout and traffic routes, I've got a simple yes, no, not applicable. Again, these answers can be totally customized. It really is up to you. But if I hit yes, it's all good. If I hit no, you'll see that conditional logic kicks in again, except this time it asks multiple questions because I've set it up that way. And in this case, it's a describe the issue, which is a total free text. We've got a single line text answer, the ability in this case just to upload photo evidence, and I can also rate this from low, medium, and if I rate it as high, we've got even more conditional logic built in where it actually gives the user an instruction of what to do based on this risk level being high. So that's the forms on the front end. It is really easy for users to complete these. It's really easy for management and those that need to see what forms have been submitted. They can simply go here. And in terms of building the forms, it really couldn't be any simpler. You go to admin and we've got form builder just here. And now I can see all templates and all archive templates. So form templates that are no longer in use, but we still want to keep on record. And within the templates, I've got a free text option, and I can see all the template names, any descriptions that have been set, when they were created, who they were created by, and then the actions to edit, archive, conduct the form, whatever you want to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this forklift just to show you how easy it is. So you'll notice you can give the template its name, you can give it a description. On the next tab, we've got options. This is where you can select, is this a generic? Is this to go against specific employees? So it'll log in their employee profile. Is it a site inspection audit form? Or is it against equipment? In which case, Evalu-8 will log it against that piece of equipment. And then you've got various other options like add a company logo, ability to add tasks for each field. Really important if, as you're going through your audit inspection check, you want people to be able to set safety mitigation tasks and actions directly from this form. And then the ability to add content like images, PDFs after each field as well. And then the create and view permissions are simply who's allowed to conduct this form, and you can split this by user groups, sites, departments, roles, teams, and employees. So if you've got multiple sites and multiple different forms, you can ensure they're only ever working from what they're meant to be working from. And then you've got view permissions, and this is really who can see this in that form list area once it has been submitted. So you can separate who can conduct and who can view once it has been submitted as well, which is obviously fantastic. So we can give it a name, a description, and then we've got the various sections here. I'm going to just add a new section and show you how easy it is. So we simply click add section. I give it a title, and then add field is basically adding your questions. That's all it is. So this could be question one, and then I simply select how do I want them to answer this question. Do I want it to be text, number, date, slider, checkbox, signature, location, image annotation? There is a whole host of them, as well as those customizable multiple choices as well. And I can select whether it's required, and to enact that conditional logic is really easy. I just simply click add logic, and it will now come up with when do I want the logic to kick in. If I change this to number, for example, you'll see the rules around when the logic kicks in changes because the system is smart enough to know that a different rule is needed for numbers than it is for text, for example. So let's say if I can do equal to 5, no, not equal to, greater than, or less than. So let's say this question is about rating a risk 1 to 10. And if they do anything greater than 5, then I want this new conditional logic to come in. And then I simply click add the follow-up field, and again I now enter my question and the answer types, and then that conditional logic will kick in if in this case they answer greater than 5 on this question. But it really is that simple to add your sections, add your questions, add in the conditional logic, select who can create it, who can view it post-submission, who can edit them, and managing all your audits, inspections, checks, and digital forms through Evalu-8. Thank you.